Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Trivia. I'm your host, Anavar, and you may know me from my other podcast here on the RISE Network called Can I Call You Dad with my son, Andrew, or from my other podcast, which I do with my good friend, Chris Miles, which is called Cheesy Popcorn, where we talk about movies and other media-related things. Or you might know Chris from his show called New on Music Row, where he talks everything country and enlightens you on what's been happening in country and what's going to happen in country and what might happen in country. All that on the RISE Network. So let's get to this. Lunchtime Trivia. There's no rules. There are no prizes. You don't have to get the answers correct. It's just something for you to do while you're having your lunch, whether it's a sandwich or a hot meal. Doesn't matter. If you're by yourself or you're with your friends, you can challenge each other. Just have fun. I'll give you the answers after I give you the question. There are 10 questions. You can kind of keep score if you want to, but it's not really necessary. All right, here's question 1. What is the only food that can't go bad? The only food that can't go bad. And the answer is honey. Honey can't go bad. Unlike yogurt, which starts out bad to begin with. Next question. Where were French fries invented? And there's a word in there that might give you a hint, or it might throw you a little bit. Where were French fries invented? If you said France, the word tripped you up because French fries were not invented in France. They were actually invented in Belgium. How about that? Which country drinks the most coffee per capita? The most per capita. Which country? The answer is Finland. Oddly enough, Finland. It is not Colombia, where our good friend Juan Valdez comes from. Next question. What is the world's longest river? What is the world's longest river? Answer? The Amazon. Amazon River. It's also the largest place to buy stuff now as well. Next question. And you're probably going to think the wrong answer right off the bat. What animal hibernates the longest? What animal hibernates the longest? A lot of you probably guessed the bear, and that's not correct, unfortunately. The answer is, oddly enough, a snail. A snail can hibernate for 3 years, and then it ends up in a nice creamy sauce. What is the fastest land animal? Fastest land animal. The answer is a cheetah. A cheetah is the fastest land animal. And not because it cheats, even though the word cheat is right in its name. Here's one I think a lot of you will know. Which band played Bohemian Rhapsody? Which band played Bohemian Rhapsody? The answer? Of course, Queen. Freddie Mercury and Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody. It was also a great biopic as well on Freddie Mercury. So if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. Which is the only king in a deck of cards with a mustache? Only king in a deck of cards that has a mustache. You have to rifle through those cards in your head right now. The answer is the King of Hearts. King of Hearts has a mustache. For those of you who don't know, the King of Diamonds has an axe. I know that because I asked my friend Chris Miles about it. Next question, we're going back a little ways here. This is for the maybe slightly older people in the audience. What was the name of the pet dinosaur on the Flintstones? Pet dinosaur on the Flintstones. Some of you listening might not be old enough to remember this, but Fred Flintstone had a pet, and it was a dinosaur, and it was called Dino, D-I-N-O. Very, very clever of him to use the first four letters in the word dinosaur to name his pet. Okay, here's our last question. In what year was the first Earth Day celebrated? What year was the first Earth Day celebrated? Okay, I think this answer might surprise some of you because it goes back further than I thought. 1970. 1970 was the year that we first celebrated Earth Day, and we've celebrated it ever since. It's been a long, long time. An effort to clean up the earth, obviously, and to make sure that it's still around in the next 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 years for our kids or beyond. Anyway, that is Lunchtime Trivia right here on the RISE Network. We hope you had fun. We hope it kind of got you through your lunchtime with a little bit of something to do, maybe a little bit of fun. Maybe you learned something. Who knows? Again, it doesn't matter if you got them right, you got them all wrong. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you had a good lunch, you had a little bit of fun, and you're ready to go back to work. So, this is Anavar signing off for Lunchtime Trivia. We'll see you here on the RISE Network. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.